Go get us food. Oh.
Welcome back to Drury as we are in for the final game of the night here. We've got a boys 18U gold ball showdown semifinal. Last one in to figure out who's going to play for that undisputed championship tomorrow against Memphis Eagles. We got the PT Warriors out of Parker Tarrant, Texas in the purple, laced in orange or yellow against the St. Louis Blue Knights in white. That's a big man move by Isaac Aguilar to start the game as they find him in the post. We're on the call here with Jesse Sanders and Thomas Sanders. I'm Jeremy Caldwell. We're bringing it to you live here from the Drury College Center.
Jeremy, we talked about this yesterday, this matchup here with Michael Berry and Isaac Aguilar. You see Isaac with a quick bucket. Michael Berry coming back, picking the pocket. Looks like he's going to get two in transition. Just missed it. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch. Oh, you've got to finish that. Come on, big fella.
Yeah, that's a little too much energy there for Toby Pike. He's not going to get many open dunks opportunities in this game. Both teams out running quick here. You got to think, though, that PT has the definite size advantage as Toby Pike scores there.
Held a good position, got an easy bucket.
For those of you wondering, the St. Louis Blue Knights, I believe that 16U team has number 40 there for St. Louis. Sam Sharp knocks down the jumper. I believe they made it to the Final Four, possibly the undisputed game last year at 16U. And one of their main players was Weston Duncan, number 42. He's now the center on this 18U team.
Yeah, he kind of anchors the paint for him defensively. He's very active, more of a defensive presence than offensive for this team right now, but gets a lot of rebounds and scrap buckets for them. And he's got his hands full tonight. He's got 2 or 3 big guys for the PT Warriors he's going to be battling with. He's a little undersized tonight, but it's going to be interesting how hard he battles because he is a hard worker.
Yeah, this PT Warriors comes out. They're floating a 6'7", 6'8", and a 6'6" guy to start the game. So that's a tough lineup in high school basketball as Aguilar takes it to the paint and draws the foul on the guard there for St. Louis. That foul is going to be on Michael Berry, his first foul of the game.
Yeah, Aguilar's a tough matchup. He's strong, he's fast, and he likes to get to the rim. So he's looking for contact. So it's a difficult matchup because guys, Michael Berry's on him, and Aguilar, Michael Berry may have a speed advantage, but Aguilar's strong. So watch how he's going to try to get into his body, get to the line like he just did here.
Yeah, you can see his shoulders and his body type. Misses both free throws there. St. Louis coming down, trying to set up their half-court offensive set. I don't believe they're going to be able to post up Weston Duncan like they did last night in the game. St. Louis and PT scrapping for the ball on the baseline there, but he was, I think, out of bounds was the St. Louis Blue Knights player, so the ball's going to go back over to the PT Warriors.
Yeah, PT Warriors playing a big lineup from the guards all the way through to the wing, the post players. So kind of a contrasting styles because if you look white here than Blue Knights, they're going to run more of a guard-oriented offense where they can switch picks and screens. So it's going to be kind of curious to watch which style comes out, right? You got the PT Warriors going to try to go and bury it in the post versus the Blue Knights going to be more guard-oriented. So
right.
The matchups are going to be interesting here.
Yeah, that was a good drive by Sam Sharp, but Floyd Hendrick come in with the block. And if you notice the last possession, they made a change defensively, the St. Louis Blue Knights did, as they put Sam Sharp guarding Aguilar now, probably with the one foul by Michael Berry, because they don't want to get him in foul trouble early. They're going to need him on the floor.
You can't. That's a challenge when you sometimes your lead guards, your top players, do they guard each other or not? You oftentimes will see coaches, like how Michael Berry's doing now, maybe guard an off player.
Right.
For 2 reasons. 1, foul trouble, and 2, to save their legs. It's not an uncommon move by coaches.
Yeah. And you know, like you said, you do that to save fouls and to save energy.
Tough call for Aguilar. I didn't see the from our angle. It looked like a clean block, but obviously different vantage point for that official. So she may have seen something I didn't.
Yeah, that's going to send Caleb Collins to the line. He's going to shoot 3, and that's going to be the first foul on Isaac Aguilar. Misses the free throw. Both teams coming out a little cold from the free throw line here. Might be a little nerve, a little jitters, as I believe PT Warriors have never made it to the Final Four, so they're trying to advance. They've already made it as far as they ever have, and knocks down the second one. They must have just gave him 2 on that.
Yeah, he pulled up inside the arc. Aguilar's going to be careful. This team needs him. If he's not on the floor, I don't know who's going to handle the ball and kind of facilitate this offense. He's already got an early foul. Hate to see that. If he gets that second one, he's going to have to sit out for a while.
Battling for the boards, Michael Berry goes in there and grabs the rebound over the bigs.
Excellent footwork by Michael Berry dicing through that lane, but there is a lot of size in there. Yep. He may have to use a driving kick right now, particularly early. It's important for these point guards to get his teammates involved.
Right, you got to do that early and open up the paint. That was a great block by Floyd Hendricks, and the ball ended up coming down on Michael Berry while he was out of bounds. So that's why PT has the ball now.
Look, I'm a little disappointed Floyd's fan club's not here as strong as they were a couple nights ago. I mean, we had 10 guys in skins with Floyd painted. I don't know what happened, but these guys are not the same presence they were the other night.
Yeah, I was looking around. I was seeing if they were going to show up today, but maybe they had other obligations.
Look, if they make the Undisputed, then we're going to have to bring these guys back out.
Yeah, they definitely a fan favorite last night.
Hey, it was classic.
So PT did a change-up as we seen them do last night as they bring Toby Pike, the big center, out and tried to post up Aguilar with the feed. Sam Sharp with the hustle play there to get the tie-up, to keep possession the Knights' way. He's giving out all the effort right now as he knows they're going to need all the energy they can to fight this big lineup of PT.
Oh, it's going to be a battle. You know, it's something you don't think about. I played on a lot of teams that are guard-oriented, and at first, early in the first, second quarter, even third quarter, you can fight and battle, but by the time the game wears on, that takes the energy out of you because you're always giving up weight and size, and so you can fight it for a time, but by the end of the game, it can really wear on a team's energy and stamina.
Right. He missed Sam Shark in the corner there, did Weston. Trying to force a little too much, knowing he has the size disadvantage. PT Warrior bigs do a really good job of standing the ground with the hands straight up. With the size they have, there's no need to foul.
It's going to be a long night for Weston Duncan if he's going to try to keep powering in over the top of these guys.
Big 3 by Isaac Aguilar. He's got 5 points here of the 7 for PT. Looks like PT's doing a conscious effort to get him going early and feed him the ball.
Look, he facilitates the offense. I mean, if he gets knocking down those shots, this is going to be a good night for him because we know he can post up. We know he can score in the mid-range. If he can hit over the top two, it could be a big night for him.
He just gets another block there off of number 11, Caleb Collins. And just all across the board, St. Louis is going to struggle to get shots off because of the length and the height of PT.
For sure.
Once again, Isaac up top for the 3. Missed that one.
It's a good look. I think the Blue Knights are going to have to push out in transition. His size is going to be hard to beat him in the half court. Michael Berry's got speed. He can handle the ball. Tough shot for Weston Duncan.
Yeah. He shot that fadeaway, had to get it over Toby Pike there. At first, I thought it was going to be a broken play as he lost the dribble on the pass. Able to corral it back and get a shot off. He's probably not going to get too many of those, though.
Look, I'm not sure Coach loves that shot. We're glad it went in, but I don't think you're going to live on that one.
He can't dribble. He's going to have a teammate. Michael Berry comes back, bails him out.
But Weston Duncan, one thing about him, he works hard. Watch him fight for space down there. He is a hustler, so he's got a size disadvantage, but he will outwork anybody.
Does a really good job of using his lower body to create space.
That's true.
Good pump fake. Just can't control it. Floyd with the run out.
Good defense.
Should have went up with the left hand there. It's going to be another foul. That's going to be on 0. That's going to be on Floyd.
Isaac Aguilar has got to be careful. He already has one early foul. He was in the mix there. If he tags a second one, he'll be sitting out for a minute, and PT Warriors do not want to see that right now early in this game.
Yeah, Weston with the free throw there, shoot it short. But I'm with you there. Aguilar was on the backside. I didn't know who they were going to call the foul on. Sometimes you got to wait and take your breath if you're a PT Warriors fan on that one.
Oh, man.
Weston knocks down the second as he's going to be subbed out for number 4, Benjamin Bryant. You're probably going to see a lot of subs for St. Louis tonight as they're going to have to battle these bigs. It's going to be physical, and they're going to get tired out. So if he has multiple bodies he can sub out every few minutes, that's going to help his team out.
But, you remember last night in the quarterfinal game, PT Warriors ended up going small to finish the game.
Right.
And so they, who's going to adjust to who? Is the Blue Knights going to have to keep subbing in bodies, or will eventually PT go small with guards?
Yeah, St. Louis doing a good night of doubling every time Toby Pike touches the ball. Once again, Aguilar going to the free throw line, drawing the foul on number 30. That foul is going to be on Brandon Bryant, his first foul. Once again, Isaac Aguilar to the free throw line, shooting 2.
So Aguilar now has 6 of PT Warriors' 8 points. This is the start they wanted to see from him. Being aggressive both at the rim and then hitting a couple outside jump shots as well.
Yeah, and we knocks down the second one there. And me and Jesse was calling the game yesterday, and we were wondering about how his hamstring was going to do. He looked just fine yesterday, and we see today he does have a wrap or something around that left hamstring, but it doesn't look to hinder the way he's playing as number 4 there, Benjamin Bryant, comes right in and gets a bucket inside the paint in the trees. So they're going to need a lot more of that, and if he can create some of those off the bench, that's going to help St. Louis stay in this game. That's a travel.
So look at that. Aguilar getting the low post, and they are swarming him. He's a tough matchup as a guard on the block because he's a big, strong kid, and so he can attack from the wing, attack from the perimeter, attack from the point, and then right there you're seeing him on the low block. And then I don't think the Knights are wanting to see that. So they dropped 2 defenders on him, kicked it out, and got a turnover.
That was a good pump fake there for number 0, Nathan Reed. And with that shot, that's going to take St. Louis into the second quarter with a 10-9 lead after losing the whole quarter. So after that shot, we're going to take a break with them, and we'll come back.
When my body needs relief, I real-time it. I'd like to introduce you to my knockout pain formula, real-time pain relief. It's soothing lotion, it's rich in nature's ingredients, and helps me manage discomfort day or night. And it smells great too. From muscle strains to soreness to simple back aches and arthritis. Real-time it and knock out your pain. It works for me and it will work for you. Real-time pain relief, it's a knockout.
And we're back here. After PT kind of controlled the tempo most of that first quarter, you look up at the scoreboard, but that last bucket, St. Louis Blue Knights takes the lead, and they're up 10-9. Referees have confirmed that it is PT's ball. They have confirmed.
Now, Jeremy, we had a thriller here a couple games back on the other side of the 18U bracket. MHEA playing against the Indy Wildcats. Were you calling that game? We were at the other gym watching it on the live screen.
I was calling that game, and that was a barn burner. Defensively and offensively, both teams had spurts, as that's a deep three there by number 10 for PT, David Aguilar. He said, little brother, I'm going to come in and I'm going to help you out a little bit. But, yeah, that was a game of runs, as Toby Pike might have got away with a little foul there, contact.
Yeah, but Weston Duncan's got to recognize time and space. Like he's just outsized down there. That may not be his night to play back to the basket basketball. It may be burying in and kicking out to a perimeter player for a shot. I just feel like this is not going to be consistent offense with giving up that much size.
Yeah, that was a big play there, but Toby Pike dribbling the ball up the floor, lost control of the ball, and then ran over Michael Berry and created his foul. So that's definitely not what you want if you're PT.
No, if you can play fast, great, but only do it if you can play under control. You can't have that steamrolling yourself over a stationary defender.
Number 11, Caleb Collins with another big three.
That's a good look, good action, shot you want.
Isaac Aguilar is hot early.
He's got 10 points, keeping his team in the lead here with up 15-13. Good ball movement by St. Louis. Weston's got to do a better job of not forcing that ball. He's trying to force too much action in the paint against those bigs. But like you said, Thomas, he's going to have to start kicking it to open it up on the inside more.
Yeah, it's
That's
not
a travel.
It's not going to be his night to back it down. Now what? Here's the thing. It feels like PT Warriors should be up big. When you look at the scoreboard, you at 13-15. Blue Knights have to be encouraged because they haven't really found an offensive rhythm, yet they're only down 2.
Right. And they really only have not been able to guard one guy for PT. They've got everybody else under control.
That's it. They can stop Isaac Aguilar. They're up in this game.
Yeah. So if they can figure out once they keep switching defenders, and now they got Caleb Collins guarding them over here on the wing, seeing if they can find some type of rhythm there. That's a good finish by number 13, Josiah Jackson. As PTs are trying to start spreading it out a little bit. But as we were talking about that Memphis game earlier, Indy Wildcats came out in a flurry in the first quarter, took an early lead, and then Memphis closed the first quarter on a little run, and then they closed the second quarter on a big run to take the lead into the half. Come out in the third quarter, took a big lead, went up about 12-15. We all thought the game was going to be over and it was going to be a blowout. Indy comes out the fourth quarter, outscores them 10-2 to start the quarter, makes it a ball game, and it came down to a last-second shot by Indy that was unable to go, and they ended up losing by 2. It was a great finish and great battle by both teams.
What age, for our viewers who are not familiar, what age group were you talking about there?
Boys 18U, the other gold ball semifinal earlier today, who the winner of this game will have to play Memphis Eagles for the national championship, as Memphis is going to go for their three-peat, as they're the 2-time defending undisputed champions the last 2 years.
A lot of those kids on that team coming back. So if they can get this three-peat, that may even look scarier next year. Yeah,
I don't know how many seniors they have this year, but most of their players played 16U last year, and there's 3 of them can still play 16U this year. Big block by Toby Pike.
If I'm the Knights, I'd want to get that. I'd keep that ball right there. I'd got to get Michael Berry more touches, more action.
Sam Sharp getting active again. He likes that little floater, and if he gets that early release before Toby Pike's able to get off the ground, he can get that off. It's a David Aguilar forcing action there inside, unable to finish. Michael Berry pushing the tempo, good cross.
Taking it right in the paint. Foul trouble on the big guy.
Did a good Euro step, but Toby Pike tried to block the shot, swatted down, was going to get his second foul. I don't think they called that on Aguilar. We'll have to confirm it. They had to have called that on Pike, because I'd imagine if Aguilar would have got his second, you probably would have had to pull him out for a minute or two. They can't afford to lose him in this game. Michael Berry knocks down both free throws. So as ferocious as it's been, start back and forth, we're back to where we started from, tie game, 17 all.
And not surprising, two of our early stars are Isaac Aguilar and Michael Berry.
So if your PT's coach there, they were trying to post up Toby Pike, and he had the guy, Weston was fronting him, so he had the backside help, but his teammate, number 13, that's going to be Josiah Jackson, for whatever reason, curls off the elbow and brings his defender on the backside and took away that over the top throw, and that's why they weren't able to throw it to the goal like they should have had. So when you're trying to post up the big man like that, you want to clear out the weak side so they can't send the double.
Sure, and PT's want to get that high-low action for Toby Pike and some of the other bigs. So far, been unsuccessful in it.
Sam Shark is very active hands today, diving on the floor for loose balls. And he's the main reason they're still in this game right now. May not be because he's scoring all the points, but he's doing all the dirty work. And with that, the ball gets turned back over from PT back to St. Louis thanks to Sam Shark. And the Blue Knights have a chance to take the lead in the game here on this possession. With Toby Pike out, it looks like the Blue Knights are trying to get Weston in the post, but unable to feed it to him because of the size of the guards of PT. Unable to get the roll again, does Weston, but offensive rebound, kicks it out. Sam Shark gets it. Good find.
Nice pass. Great look underneath. Warriors got lost for a second and found a great man just sitting up alone under the bucket.
Yeah, it was a great job of Weston. Even though he missed a shot, he still fought to get his position back inside. And it's going to be another turnover by PT as Floyd Hendrick steps on the baseline. And Jesse, we talked about that yesterday, about your first move need to be forward, not backwards on those baseline corners. And this is not the first time we've seen that called today in this tournament. And it's just a short slot spot that you have there in the corner that you can't take your first step backwards.
And it's a hard habit to break. You gotta fight for your feet.
Right.
Especially if you're going from inside to get to outside. So you're in the lane, you're spaced to be a shooter. You gotta get your feet set. You have any motion going backwards, you're in trouble.
Sam Shark with the backdoor cut. So Shark and Weston are both finishing the ball inside the paint. Even though they have a size disadvantage, they know how to work their body and use their body language. Sam Shark with the reach around there. He's going to get called for a foul, but that was a good job. Probably a bad feed by the guard because you want to throw that ball baseline side for the big if they're fronting on the inside hip. That's just part of fundamental basketball there.
Well, today and alone, we've just seen all kind of post entry pass from the top of the key, and in general, you never make an entry pass from the top of the key. You want to get the 45-degree angle,
right? Bounce
passes the post to avoid turnovers.
They just opened the lane up right there for Isaac Aguilar. And if you're going to make sure you know where somebody is, you might want to know where one is at all times.
You can't be giving direct line drives to Isaac right down the middle. That was a defensive lapse. Got to cut down on those.
Yeah, I mean, one of the fundamental rules of basketball is never turn your back to the ball, even if your defender is not the one with the ball. Always got to be able to see your man and the ball at all times. I don't imagine y'all probably teach that at your clinics here at the camp that y'all run, and we'll probably talk about here in a little bit our next break.
Yeah, just learning to understand the basics of offense and defense, spatial awareness, and things like that. So there's just certain things that you do. There's taught at all levels, and that's one of them.
A lot of shifting of the feet there. I think they probably got away with a couple different travels with the shuffling of the feet, but they finally called the one on number 30, Brandon Bryant. Substitutions back in. as PT is going to leave Toby Pike on the bench. I believe he has 2 fouls according to my calculations.
Jeremy, I think one of the best teachers for an offensive player particularly is, my dad did this a lot with us when we were younger, is eliminating dribbles. So you play one-on-one, you play with 1 or 2 dribble. You play we play 3-on-3 with no dribbles, teaching spacing and off-ball screening. You get bad habits of just being dribble happy.
Right.
You know, go pitter-patter, watch me do my thing. As an offensive player, if you can learn to create space without using a dribble,
correct.
Man, when you add that dribble in, life becomes so much easier.
Right. And you do see that a lot of ball-dominant guards. They come down and they try to run a spread offense, but when they run the spread offense and your guard's up top just trying to cross over, back, forth, in, out, you know, there's just way too much dribbling with any backside action. So number 0 for the Blue Knights, Nathan Reed, goes to the free throw line, knocks down the first one as Andrew Symes gets called for that foul. And they're in the bonus, so they'll be shooting 1-1 the rest of the quarter with exactly 1 minute to go here in the first half. So St. Louis Blue Knights take a 2-point lead. And if anybody watching the game probably figured PT was going to have the size advantage, they just doesn't always use it because of the ability of their guards that play so well. But Aguilar misses that shot. Defensive rebound by the Blue Knights there. I'd imagine they're probably going to hope for 1 shot here, 30 seconds. They'll be happy to go into half up 2 or more if they get a shot, but they don't want to give PT an opportunity to tie this game. PT looks like they're content with letting them dribble it out, stay out of foul trouble, see if they can defend from 1 offensive set, not give up any more points.
Man, too much time. You got to initiate. You got 5 seconds to go.
He stepped out of bounds once again in the corner 3. And you got to wonder why St. Louis didn't call a timeout and get their playmaker, Michael Berry, in the game for that last 10 seconds to get something going. I believe he traveled with that.
I think so, too. Thankfully, if he made that shot, it would have made a much more controversial ending.
Right. So with that missed shot, that's going to be the end of the first half. St. Louis Blue Knights are going to take a 2-point lead into the half over PT as they're up 23-21. We're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back and let the Sanders brothers discuss the Rock basketball camp. We'll be back after the All righty, we're back here at Drury for the boys 18U Division I Gold Ball semifinal game, second one of the day. Memphis Eagles have already punched their ticket to the undisputed game. The winner of this one will punch their ticket to see who plays them. It's going to be the PT Warriors in purple or the St. Louis Blue Knights in white. Thomas Sanders and Jesse Sanders alongside myself, Jeremy Caldwell, are on the call. So St. Louis Blue Knights played a pretty good first half. They went into the half up 2. PT Warriors come out the second half, get a defensive stop on the first possession, and we're going to see what they can do offensively because first half there they had Aguilar that got hot as he comes out and takes the first shot. Good hustle play there by number 13.
Yeah,
Josiah Jackson.
Aguilar's tough. They're going to have to kind of try to limit him. Sometimes you'll see coaches go to like a box and one defense. This would not be a bad call right now to try to slow him down. Box and one simply being a 2-2 zone with one guy face guarding Aguilar.
Right.
He's scored, almost half their points, and so it would be something to consider at this point just to try to slow this man down a little bit as we head into the third quarter.
Yeah, and one thing to keep in mind is Toby Pike with the 2 fouls. Looks like the Blue Knights come out in a 2-3 zone to start the second half.
Big time shot coming off an extra pass on the ball movement. Look, anytime you can spread that defense, make them work a little bit.
Yeah.
The rhythm shots are so much higher percentage and much easier for a shooter to catch it as opposed to just standing, dribble, dribble, dribble.
Right.
Jesse was talking about that earlier. If we can eliminate the dribble and just move the ball, the offense is going to be so much more cohesive. Just watch the Knights here. Hold the ball. Let's move that thing. Let's move the defense. Make them work and then find an empty shot, open shot.
Yeah, I think Toby Pike got a tip on that shot there.
I'm not sure coach from the PT Warriors real excited about that shot from Toby Pike.
Right. And then they kind of gave up on the play with Sam Sharp with the hustle plays that he did in the first half. Dove out of bounds to save it and kept possession for his team.
Look at the ball movement there from the Blue Knights. I love that. 4 quick passes into a short corner jump shot. It's not an accident these things go down. It's a rhythm shot with the ball is moved. They can keep that up. The offense is going to move a lot better.
That's going to be a good drive by Isaac Aguilar. He's going to draw a foul by Weston Duncan. And he's going to go back to the free throw line where in the first half he was 2 for 4. Missed his first 2, able to knock down his second 2. Let's see if he keeps the same rhythm.
He's having himself a night.
Knocks down the first of the 2. Yeah, he had 12 points in the first half of the 21 points that they had in the game. And with that second one that he makes, that gives them the 1-point lead as they've come out here and on a 5-2 run to start this third quarter.
Look, I'd like to see Michael Berry start being a little bit aggressive. They're going to need him, particularly in transition. So watch here, the PT Warriors have gone to a 2-3 zone. So you're going to want to see the Knights attack this thing in the high post. If they can get that ball to the high post in the zone, they're going to be able to pick this thing apart with wing three-pointers. That's going to be the key for the Blue Knights coming into this thing now.
Almost threw that ball away there. Number 21 for PT, Timothy Jones, did a really good job of saving it from going out of bounds. Once again, they're trying to post up Isaac Aguilar, but they keep running the defense on action on the backside where they can send double down.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. You're going to isolate them and clear the side out. So
right.
They're bringing defenders down to them once they isolate them. If you're going to give them the ball on the block, let them work, but you can't do that when there's defense on both sides.
Right. If you're going to try to isolate, you can't do both. You can't run action on the backside into the paint when you're trying to post up on the weak side.
You're right. It can't happen both. It can't have both ways.
Toby Pike, I think, got away with a foul there, and then good deflection there by number 3, Elijah Tucker. Tips it back into Floyd Hendricks' hands, and he not able to corral it, ends up tipping it out of bounds. The Blue Knights keep possession of the ball.
I think the Blue Knights got away with the travel there, but no call. Play on. PT Warriors got the ball coming up. Isaac Aguilar, I love it. He's got an open lane. He can attack, and I don't know why he did not. That lane was wide open. Here they go on the block.
Yeah, right now St. Louis is the more aggressive team. They're out hustling PT.
They are.
They're getting all the loose balls. They're sending the doubles over.
Look at that read by Michael Berry. Push in transition, rhythm shot. That's a good offensive possession right there. You'll take that shot.
Yeah, Toby Pike and Aguilar end up running into each other. They're going to get Michael Berry on the poke from behind.
It's a tough call. That's a tough call.
I believe they called that on Berry. If they did, that's going to be his second foul.
I'm impressed with the man-to-man pressure that the Blue Knights are putting on PT Warriors right now. If they can keep this up, it's going to be difficult. They're making it hard to score. They're undersized, but they're making them work for every basket.
That's a great weak side rebound by Toby Pike. Couldn't get the putback, but he drove the foul. And I believe that foul is on Sam Shark, number 40. That's going to be his second foul. So St. Louis Blue Knights have come out third quarter, and they've got 3 quick fouls.
Look, Weston Duncan's got his hands full tonight. Obviously, we've overstated that he's given up a size advantage, but it's going to change his game. He almost has to. So I feel like instead of going for these rebounds, he needs to find Toby Pike when the shot goes up, and get to his body quickly, and don't jump for the rebounds. That's what happened there. You're giving up 6 inches. You've got to make up for it before the shot goes up.
Right. As Toby Pike knocks down both the free throws, and now they have a 3-point lead. And you got to wonder if you're St. Louis, and if they're going to stay in a zone defense. Most of the time, you either want to swing it, but you want to send somebody mid-high at the free throw line.
That's where they want it. Weston Duncan at the high post, get the ball in and get it back out. If they can get in the high post, they can pick it apart. They need it. There he is at the high post. They need to flash. There's Weston Duncan with an extra possession. Big play.
That's a tough play there for Weston Duncan to force that. Luckily, he didn't get away with a call there, as he was being aggressive on the rebounder.
Yeah, but he gave an extra possession and a good shot to Michael Berry off the hustle. He's a hard worker.
Yeah, that was a great double down by number 14, Eli Miller. But I believe he was moving too much to go into Aguilar, which is going to send Aguilar back to the free throw line where he's hit his last 4. And that's 4 quick fouls here in the third quarter for St. Louis.
Look, I mean, it's like we said, it's a lot of size being given up. But that being said, that their rotations and their energy on defense is better than what I've seen early in this tournament. I mean, they can't get their offense running real smooth right now, but they are working on defense. They've got to eliminate the fouls. Like you said, Jeremy, it's 4-0 on the foul count, so they're going to have to protect that, but the effort is there.
Yeah, that's going to be a timeout by St. Louis right there. And that's a quick 5-point lead after they were down 2 going into the half. So PT has come out and outscored them 7-2 to go up, or they've outscored them 9-2, I'm sorry. And they've went up 5 here after being down 2. So if you're St. Louis here, you got to stop the rhythm, and you got to find something offensively.
Well, sure. A lot of that's coming at the foul line. So like you've talked about,
right,
you've got to get off the hacks and start rotating quicker. But, man, I just think that Michael Berry's going to have to get going in transition for their offense to pick up this team. PT's too big in the paint for them to run half court. They're going to have to pick up some easy buckets on the break.
Yeah, I figured St. Louis was going to try to run them a little bit more, try to make the bigs for PT run up and down the floor. But they seem to be content so far. If they do get a rebound, get it to Michael Berry, and then he's just kind of been patiently bringing the ball up the floor instead of pushing the tempo.
Don't have that luxury. Look at his lineup. He's going 6 foot across the board at best, right? And the UPT's about 4 or 5 inches taller per spot. You've got to run him. See if Toby Pike can keep up.
Right.
See if Floyd can keep up. And then let's find out. But he's going to have to push the tempo. And Michael Berry has the ability to do that. Now they're back into a half-court set. So if you're going to do this, get the ball to the high post and try to pick apart this zone. You're not going to back down a 2-3 zone and win that game.
Inside out, as you said.
Good
gets an
shot.
open jumper. Nathan Reed knocks it down. That's a turnover by PT. So they got the score they needed out of the timeout, and they get the turnover. So that was a good timeout call by Blue Knights.
It's a momentum shifter. That helps.
Now, if they can come right after this, after that turnover, and get another bucket, Michael Berry just seems to be playing a little timid for some reason. I don't know if it's because of the defense of Aguilar that's on him, or if it's like he's been a little bit too passive.
He's too timid right now. He has the ability to speed to kind of dice this zone, but he's got to get it to the right situations at the right time. And I believe it's the high post. He's got to get that ball there and then pick it from there. Short corner, high post. Now we're in a position to score. Look at the difference there.
Good weak side find by Michael Berry.
So they got the ball, the high post, back to short corner and got a layup. It's all positions on zone. You have to understand the angles of where the zone is weak.
That's good defense by Blue Knights, but Isaac Aguilar just too tough, able to go all coast to coast and finish off the glass.
Too strong. I mean, that's just a tough play. He's going to need some help on that drive. Once he drops his shoulder, he's a tough guard. There's Michael Berry that we're looking for.
Went to the corner, got it right back, and drove while the defense was trying to transition back to their zone.
We were just commenting on him being more assertive. Will you ask, and he answers. Beautiful play by Michael Berry.
He must have hurt us.
I think he did.
I mean, the last few possessions, they've done what we've been talking about, sending to the high post and then going short corner out and gotten open shots. And now they're back in the game. It's a one-point ball game.
Hey, this is a game of swings. This is a game of momentum. And it's going to happen again. The PT Warriors are going to make a run. This is part of it.
They're going to call a foul there on number 14.
So, look, that's an effort to keep Aguilar off the ball. I get it, but you can't hold. And now we'll look up, and they've got 5 team fouls.
Yeah. It's going to be an offensive foul. And they're going to tee up Aguilar. That's the second time he's thrown the ball away like that, away from the referee without looking. They let him go the first time. I knew they were going to get him eventually if he did it again.
Here's the thing. He's got to watch it. I believe that's his third technical foul. In high school, I believe it's a personal foul as well. It's either a second or third foul. It's a big deal.
Yes.
You got to be careful because now he gets one more, he may have to sit out a bit.
Yeah, because that's his second foul.
Second foul, okay.
Knowing that the technical also counts as a personal, like you said, that's just a frustration out of Isaac Aguilar, but that's the second time he's thrown the ball out of the way like that.
Yeah, it's uncalled for, and right now, this game of this magnitude, you don't need it.
So he missed the first free throw, made the second one. Now we're at a tie ball game, but St. Louis keeps possession, and Aguilar is going to come out of the game and sit the bench for a second and see if he can get back into the game. So they have Toby Pike in the game. They also have Floyd Hendricks. Nope, he's not in the game. That's going to be 13, Josiah Jackson. Number 51, Andrew Symes. 21, Timothy Jones. And number 10, David Aguilar is in the game right now for PT.
So you wonder, is coach sitting him out to cool him down, or is that a rest that was intended?
Right. I believe that's probably to cool him down because I didn't see anybody at the table before that technical foul.
I didn't either, and that's a shame. He's got to understand this position in the game with his role on this team, he's got to control his emotions.
Right. Great rebound there by Michael Berry.
This is what the Blue Knights need to be doing. Look at the transition run, and it ends up in a great shot. Could have been a finish. They need to be pushing the tempo.
Yep. Yeah, Michael Berry seemed to have gotten a little more pep in his step the last few possessions, especially now that Isaac Aguilar is out of the game. But great post move there by Toby Pike.
Big time move. You're not going to stop that. That's a big boy. When he drops that lower drop step and shoulder that deep, that game's over. You cannot allow him to establish space that deep.
Yeah, and you got to figure if Aguilar's on the bench, Isaac is, you got to figure their next option is they're going to go into the post with Toby Pike and let him take over.
There's no doubt. Aguilar's on the bench. He's their best weapon at this point. I'd like to see Michael Berry attack. I'd like to see something in the high post for the Knights.
Great look there, unable to get it. There's too many hands in the paint. They're going to call a timeout,
hey,
St. Louis. Good timeout.
Good timeout for St. Louis. That play was going nowhere.
So after all the flurry that PT come out with here in the third, it's only a 2-point ball game, 28 seconds to go in the third quarter. PT came in the quarter down 2, had a good little run there, but they've struggled the last few possessions. St. Louis got back into the game. Now it's a 2-point game in their favor. So we're going to see how St. Louis ends this. They're probably going to want to hold for one shot, see if they go into the third tied or up one or only down two, but they don't want to give PT another possession with a chance to extend the lead.
Man, it has been a game of its consistency right now. You've not seen anyone get, I think our highest discrepancy was 5 points.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was, a 24-19. This game has been even throughout. We've had little runs, but man, well played. PT Warriors, I think, are not going to want to leave Aguilar out long. Looks like he is sitting down still on the bench. So curious how long Coach is going to keep him out. He came out with a hot start.
Yeah, they'll probably keep him out the rest of this quarter, see if he can come in and finish the fourth quarter. They're also going to pull Toby Pike out because they're on the defensive side, and they don't want either one of those to pick up their third foul.
I get it.
The good thing is they got Floyd Hendrick that they can put in at 6'7". They only lose 1 inch. So as we expected, St. Louis is going to come out, hold the ball for one shot, 20 seconds to go. And if I'm a coach and you as a former player, you like to see this play start about 10, 11 seconds to get in action.
Yeah, they really butchered that play at the end of the half. And right now, you want your ball in the hands of Michael Berry.
See, we're at 8 seconds. They still have the ball at the timeline. 5 seconds.
Too late. You got a decent look. But there was not enough time for him to play to develop. You got a crowded shot. I think they're waiting too long to get into their motion.
Once again, you're still at the timeline with 8 seconds left. You're not going to get a good shot in that situation.
Too late.
So with that, we're going to take a break. Into the third quarter, PT flips the lead, and they take a 2-point lead into the third quarter, into the fourth quarter. We'll be back after this. Okay, we're back here, Thomas. Me and Thomas Sanders and myself, Jeremy Caldwell, for the final quarter, the final game of this Thursday. Everybody's playing for that undisputed championship Friday. Winner of this game will play Memphis Eagles for the undisputed 18U boys game. Great rebound there by Sam Shark off the missed three in the corner. Now let's see if St. Louis can keep the same rhythm they ended the quarter with as they try to they got better ball movement and better offensive movement in that latter part of the quarter there.
Yeah, this game, man, this is going to be a battle. 32-34, 8 minutes, 7.5 minutes to play. National championship opportunity on the line. I am excited to see how this game finishes.
Yeah, so they come back to start the fourth quarter. So I believe Weston Duncan tried to pull the chair out from under Toby Pike, so with that he was moving. He's going to get called for the blocking foul.
That's a tough call, Weston. I'm not sure. I didn't see the footwork set up enough to it, but those are sometimes bang calls go either way.
Right. Yeah, I think he tried to pull the chair out of it, but he did it at the same time that the contact happened, so that in the ref side it probably looked like he was moving at the time the contact happened. Toby Pike knocks down the first free throw. And Jesse here is going to join us for this final fourth quarter. We appreciate him.
Good to be back. Man, finding parking around the Drury University, the late night game.
Yeah.
There's a challenge.
It's tough, especially when Homeschool Nationals are in town.
That's right.
For those who can't tell, I'm going to speculate there's about 2,500 in this gym right now. It's starting to fill in pretty strong. A lot of energy in this arena.
Yeah, it's a nice arena. I love calling games here. We're right here on the floor. You can feel the energy. Fans right behind us and across from us.
It's a beautiful facility.
Oh, great feed there, but unable to control it is number 3, Elijah Tucker. But that was a great feed by Michael Berry.
So Isaac Aguilar's back in the game after taking a little rest. Let's see if he can kind of recatch that fire he caught in the first half. They're going to need him to close this thing out.
Yeah, and one thing to watch, since he got a technical foul a while ago, as he finishes that layup there, if he gets another technical in this game and gets ejected, he is not eligible to play tomorrow in the championship game if they make it.
He cannot do that. You must maintain composure at this point in the season and more importantly in the game.
Right. Yeah, you got to know your importance to the team in this situation, and they are awfully a better team with him on the floor.
Okay, PT Warriors are back in this 2-3 zone. The Knights have got to get some movement into the high post. They need someone flashing in. Weston Duncan to get out of the low post, flash to the free throw line, and we can try to pick this zone apart.
Yeah, it looks like they kind of changed it. They're in a 3-2 as they know they have Toby Pike on the backside along with Josiah Jackson.
These kind of contested shots, he might be able to make them, but that's not going to be consistent over time. He's going to have to get some easier looks.
So PT is going to run a different offensive set as they're going to go to 3-2 offensive set and see if he can go one-on-one Isaac.
Is PT trying to air this thing out already? I would doubt it, but spacing it out.
Oh, good pump fake there by Josiah Jackson as he finishes in the paint. Great job by PT to spread the floor out and let the bigs go to work.
Absolutely.
At some point, you knew the bigs were going to have to play a part. And that's going to be a touch foul called on Timothy Jones.
So this is a huge possession for the Blue Knights. I mean, they're going to have to get a bucket or a good look here. 5 minutes to play, down 8, not that big, but the game is low scoring, 32-40. You don't want to get the thing opened up to double digits in the fourth quarter.
Right. Yeah, and if you're the St. Louis Blue Knights, you're probably happy that it's kind of low scoring against PT. But if I'm St. Louis, I want to try to run a little bit more, knowing I have the quicker guards.
Kick that out, Weston. Drew a foul. Okay, big time play. He is a hustle player. Earned himself a spot to the line. He's got to knock these things down and try to close his gap a little bit.
Luckily for PT, that foul is called on Andrew Symes, number 51, and not Toby Pike. So Weston Duncan last time went to the free throw line, went 1 for 2. Makes this first one here. That cuts the lead to 7. And when you're trying to get back, the best way to get back is to make free throws when the clock's not running.
That's right. They can score with no time coming off.
So it looks like there's a substitution coming in, but it's going to be for Weston Duncan as he makes the free throw.
Big free throws for Weston Duncan. That team needed that. Got 2 points on the board with no time coming off. Huge possession for the Blue Knights.
So a quick question as a timeout by PT Warriors. We're going to stay here. Both of you are basketball players at all 3 levels. So if you go to the free throw line and you're shooting a 1-and-1, you make your first one and you see a substitution come to the table knowing it's for you. Do you risk your free throw percentage knowing you're coming out of the game? Or do you just happen to miss on accident so you can stay active in the game?
Listen, it may have happened both times at different times in my career. I will not admit either, though.
I understand.
I'm going to plead the fifth on that one.
I understand. Hey, misses do happen.
That's right.
It does happen.
Now, in a one-point game, I understand the situation. But if you have the lead, you know, sometimes people don't always go 100% from the free throw line. I mean, Steph Curry misses too.
That's right.
It happens.
That's right.
So while we're during timeout, tell us a little bit about this rock basketball camp that y'all have down in Deer Creek.
Man, we started this thing really wanting to use basketball to reach kids for the gospel. That's part of it. But another part of it is, man, we want to use individual skill development. So we want these players who want to play college or high school get improved time, playing time, skill sets, whatever the case is, and teach them the footwork to go back. So we have 1 week that we can work with them.
Right.
But then we send kids out with a whole workout plan, strategies, videos to follow up with, saying, hey, this is how you want to get to the next level. This is the kind of footwork it's going to take. So we're passionate about teaching the game the right way.
Dangerous pass there.
Oh.
And we'll get back more on the Deer Creek camp here on the next time out, because I got a few questions for you. But that was interesting to see. Out of that timeout, the St. Louis Blue Knights went with a full court press, try to get pressure on PT, because they're going to have to do something, because PT looks content to kind of spread the floor, not really run the clock, but they're going to try to run some clock every possession until they make sure they get a great shot to take.
We've had this pressure's work. We've had 2 kind of shaky passes here. They just need one of those to fall their way. The Blue Knights are running out the other way.
Right.
Well, it gets risky when you change your whole game plan for the last. It's not like there's a minute or 2 left. They've got 4 minutes. To me, this is early to start trying to air the ball out. You got to play like Aguilar. Maybe it makes it easier, but you do run a risk when you start trying to change your entire offensive scheme and drag it for this amount of time.
Yeah, and funny you say that, because in the game earlier today, in the other 18U boys game, the NE Trailblazers had the lead at the end of the half. They were up 2 or 1, and they had about 45 seconds left. They tried to go 4 corners, slowed their offense down, spread it out, and the great point guard from Memphis, Caleb Thomas, was guarding his guy right here in front of our table on the wing, and you could see his eyes timing the dribble of the point guard, and as soon as the ball left his hand to go on the dribble, he immediately poked it, stole it, took it down, finished, took the lead into the half, immediately flipped the momentum, and they ended up going on a 9-10-0 run to start the third.
Wow.
And, when you change your whole offensive scheme, it changes a lot of things.
It does. Basketball is a game of rhythms and momentum, and that can shift quickly.
Yeah, so Toby Pike finishes the first of the 2 free throws as he got fouled there on the defensive end.
He's playing a good game today. Knocked down his free throws, had a couple nice finishes in the paint. He's been a real asset for him.
Missed the second free throw, but got his own rebound back after the tip. And Blue Knights have extended their man defense, which opens up the paint for Aguilar to go one-on-one. And I don't know if there's a defender on that team that can guard him one-on-one in this game. That would have been a big 3 for St. Louis, but they wasn't able to get it to go. Great defensive rebound there by number 21. That's going to be Timothy Jones for PT. And now they're going to start the fouling game. And PT is going to be shooting free throws the rest of the game. I believe that foul was on 25, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to be Gabe Linneman.
Man, this kind of run by PT this late in the game.
Kind of take the wind out of you.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for the Blue Knights. They're going to need some big buckets and some quick defensive stops. Can't have that.
Great hustle play. See, in the first half, St. Louis was getting those hustle plays and those energy plays. Here in the fourth quarter, PT has been the team to get the hustle plays. They're getting all the loose balls.
Well, Jeremy, we talked about that in the first quarter. Remember, we mentioned that I love all guard lineups, but it is a challenge when you're giving up height and weight at every position.
Right.
I've done this from experience where you guard bigger guys, and by the end of the game, it kind of wears on your energy. And that may be what's happened to the Blue Knights. Almost every position they're giving up size, and eventually the push and all the grind that's happening throughout the game eventually kind of wears in, and the energy can die.
Right. You know, that's the same thing with bigs. If you can get another guy, big man, to just body up the big the whole game, eventually it wears them out. But St. Louis just didn't have the size to body up the PT Warriors to wear their bigs down. So instead, in turn, their guards got wore out because of the size of the guards for PT.
It's true. And Aguilar's a big guard. We got Pike, obviously, so it's a big team.
Yeah, when you got a 6'8" guy that can push the ball up the floor and make smart decisions, that's pretty good. But they're going to foul Pike because he's going to go to the free throw line and try his hand at free throws. He's 5 for 6 for the game right now, as Aguilar has missed his last 2. knocks down his first one. And with that foul, PT is going to be shooting 2 free throws the rest of the way. That's going to be another timeout. So during this timeout, well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Jeremy. I interrupted you.
So during this last timeout here, 2:27 to go, PT's up 46-34. They're on sort of a small run here, but it's mainly from the free throw line because they're just hesitating and they're stalling now on offense. But back to the Deer Creek camp, what I was going to ask was, like, if somebody were to register to go to the camp, is it a week-long camp? Is it day camps? What is it that they go to?
Yeah, so on the basketball side, we're doing 2 weeks. So the older high school crowd, 14 to 18-year-olds,
yep.
That's going to be Tuesday through a Saturday. So it's going to be 5 days.
Okay.
That following Sunday, so those kids will finish up, do our closing ceremony on Saturday. The younger crew will come in that following Sunday. So the younger kids will go 7 days. The older high school will go 5 days.
Okay.
And that's just part of kind of without fell on the calendar with Memorial Day coming up. We didn't want to be competing with Memorial Day weekend.
And we do 8 training sessions during that high school elite camp. Starting with day 1 is measurements. We take combine measurements, hand size, vertical jump, 40-yard dash, shuttle run, anything that we tested at NBA Combine. Okay. We test there, take their measurements, and we ask the players to track them throughout the season. So we give them drills and footwork to, hey, here's how you train, here's how you will be tested if you continue to progress in basketball.
Right. And
then we take those skill sets and say, go work on it. Day 2 starts going into actual basketball skill sets, and so we really do a wide collection of both skill work, training work, body work, nutrition, all kind of things. It's kind of full circle on what becoming a high-level athlete we're trying to help train.
Well, that's good. We appreciate y'all doing that. And as Toby misses the second free throw there. And Michael Berry dribbles it off his leg. 2:21 to go. They're still not out of it yet, but it's a steep hill to climb.
And you can kind of feel the wind coming out of the sails a little bit. They need a break or two to kind of give some life. But right now we've had, given up 2 offensive rebounds off free throws, had a bobble of a turnover. If they're going to want to come back, it's got to happen in a hurry.
Yeah, they can't continue to keep having empty possessions and sending PT to the free throw line and letting them extend their lead. That's not going to end well if you're the St. Louis Blue Knights as Aguilar knocks down that free throw.
Yeah, he's had himself a night, played a heck of a game.
So do y'all do the camp all summer long, or is there just a 2-week window that y'all do this for?
So 2 weeks on the basketball side, and then we run an adventure camp for the next 5 weeks, and then we do end of the summer we have a special needs camp that we really enjoy running. So same facility, just different programs for various weeks. I was actually talking with Isaac Aguilar 2 weeks ago, up at about 3 weeks ago, the Big South Regional.
Okay.
I'd watched him, and I said, man, you see the ability, you see the potential.
Right.
I was asking him, at the time was not getting a lot of college interest. He was asking me, hey, what, as a homeschool athlete, how do you make yourself stand out? How do you, kind of what was your journey for recruitment? And it was just interesting. I'm 15 years removed from that process, but talking with a guy, that I think, given the right opportunity, has a chance to play at the next level.
Right.
And it was just hearing kind of the hunger in his voice. I put so much in. I really want to play. I need an opportunity. Where do I go? What do I do?
Right.
And that's our heartbeat at the Rock. It's like helping them to get to that next level, both skill-wise, but also maybe in the right opportunities, connecting with a network that may be able to put him into a place where he can play college basketball just from people that we've known and worked with, and helping guys who want to play get to that level.
Yeah, during that last free throw, St. Louis Blue Knights decided to go ahead and empty their bench, see if they can get some spark from the bench players.
But Jeremy, it's been cool up here watching. There's probably a handful of players that, there's plenty down level as well, but in this 18U division that you kind of identify that you can see, hey, they've got the size, the potential. If they apply themselves, you could see that, going on to the next level. It's just kind of this, there's a little bit of a sorority, if you will, the homeschool. Homeschool athletes kind of follow each other, stick stick together. It's always good to see players push on and excel at the next level.
So are there any players here at Nationals that have been to your camp already?
Yeah, we have quite a few. I think that I've seen probably 25 to 30 kids that were there last year that are already signing up and planning to return again. So it's great for us to kind of progress with them. See, hey, this is where you were last summer. Watching their team play, really enjoyed the relationships.
And there's a pocket of homeschool kids that will be coming to the camp, but then a good number also come from local private and public schools in our area outside of San Antonio and Austin and Houston areas. So
do y'all also track their progress? So the kids that came last year and are coming back, y'all have their results so y'all can track when they come back?
Yep, we do, and they'll get to see how they progress from year to year. So I think we had 78 kids at week 1 last year. I think we have about 3/4 of those already signed up to come back.
Okay.
So expecting good things this year and improvement and growth. So glad for this opportunity to be here and work with you guys.
Well, we appreciate y'all coming and seeing these games and seeing the atmosphere. And with that, that's going to be your final. PT Warriors win 48-34, and they're going to advance to play the Memphis Eagles tomorrow night in the Boys 18U Undisputed Championship game.
That's going to be a fun game.
Yeah, that's going to be a rematch of the Big South Regional, so it's going to be interesting. Thank y'all for tuning in tonight. For Thomas Sanders, Jesse Sanders, I'm Jeremy Caldwell. We'll see you on the next one.